In ancient Hindu texts, the concept of gender identity and sexual orientation has always been open-minded and accepting. The Hindu scriptures suggest that what may seem unnatural is still natural, and this belief has been carried on for centuries. In fact, there is a fascinating story from the Mahabharata, an epic narrative of ancient India, that has a character believed to be the origin of the transgender community. The story begins with Arjun, one of the heroes of the Mahabharata war and the greatest archer of all time, breaking a rule and entering Draupadi's palace. Draupadi was married to all 5 Pandava brothers, and it was agreed that she would spend 1 year with each brother, serving as his wife. During this time, only the Pandava she served had the permission to enter her palace, and the other 4 brothers were not allowed inside. Arjun happened to forget this rule and entered the palace of Draupadi when she was serving his brother. As a result, he was sent to a 1-year-long exile away from his homeland. During this year, Arjun went to the northeast region of present-day India and met Ulupi, widowed Naga princess who was also a skilled warrior. Ulupi was the daughter of the serpent king Kaurva, who ruled the underwater kingdom of snakes in the Ganga river. Arjun and Ulupi fell in love and got married. It is through this association that their son, Aravan, was born. After a year, Arjun left the Naga kingdom, leaving behind his wife and son. Aravan grew up in the Naga lok, protected by his mother. However, he was rejected by his maternal uncle due to his rivalry against Arjun. Arjun was responsible for killing all the Nagas in the Kinnar forest when the Pandavas had set on to establish Indraprastha as their kingdom. Despite this, Aravan grew up to be a skilled warrior like his parents. As he reached adolescence, Aravan became curious about his father and hoped to be reunited with him. This desire took him to Indralok, the abode of Lord Indra, who was also Arjun's father. Upon meeting his son, Arjun requested his assistance in the Kurukshetra war. The story behind Aravan's participation in the Mahabharata war is controversial and debated upon. According to the Tamil version of the Mahabharata, before the beginning of the war, a sacrificial rite named Kalpali was performed. This ritual requires the sacrifice of a valiant warrior to the battlefield to ensure victory in the battle. Krishna, who was a friend and advisor to the Pandavas, heard of Duryodhana's plan of such a sacrifice and devised a plan of his own to perform the ritual. Krishna transformed himself into Mohini, a beautiful enchantress, and approached Aravan, the son of Arjun, who had come to the battlefield seeking to fight for the Pandavas. Aravan, mesmerized by Mohini's beauty, agreed to be the sacrifice for the ritual on the condition that he be married before his death. Krishna agreed to Aravan's condition and took him to the banks of the river where he performed the marriage ceremony with Krishna taking on the role of Aravan's bride. The sacrifice of Aravan was then performed, and the Pandavas were granted victory in the Kurukshetra war. The story of Aravan's sacrifice and marriage has been celebrated in the South Indian festival of Kuthandwar, also known as the Aravan festival. During the festival, transgender and cisgender men dress up as Mohini and participate in a reenactment of Aravan's sacrifice and marriage. This story is significant in Hindu mythology, as it is believed to be the origin of the transgender community. Aravan's desire to be married before his death has been interpreted as a reflection of his gender identity, and Krishna's transformation into Mohini has been seen as a symbol of fluidity and acceptance of gender identity. The Hindu religion has long been known for its acceptance of diverse gender identities and sexual orientations. In Hinduism, the concept of Ardhanarishwara, the androgynous form of Lord Shiva and his consort Parvati, is seen as a symbol of the unity of masculine and feminine energies. The Mahabharata story of Aravan is just one example of how Hindu mythology has embraced and celebrated diversity in gender identity and sexual orientation. This ancient belief has been carried on for centuries and is still relevant today in promoting acceptance and inclusivity in society. It is a reminder that love and acceptance are essential human values, regardless of one's gender identity or sexual orientation. To know more about this topic, then subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.